Creations. The latest addition to my Cool Wheels collection, of course, most of you know, is this miniature TARDIS. It's pretty small, as you can see, which means it's pretty tricky to cut out all the little window openings, all the little panel openings. But there's only about 4 layered parts for the main body. The light on the top is the only extra stuff. Oh, and the base sheet. It's not a hard assembly, but it definitely requires a magnifying glass and a sharp blade, or good eyes anyway, to get in there and cut out all those little, there's 8 squares you've got to cut out on each side of the one layer, and then the 2 outer layers are just the edge pillars, so they're fine strips, but it's all one piece that wraps around. So not the easiest model, but fun. Goes together quite simply and easily, and I think it looks pretty good. As you can see on the screen here, I'm just doing a little bit more work on the Centurion. This is some of the instruction pages I'm working on. Of course, I have to create all these diagrams, and I've got one of my main sources for reference material is this Australian site that has a lot of tank photos and photos of restorations and so forth. And of course, work continues on the tank model. This particular tank has a set of shovels, 2 shovels, and a sledgehammer on one side, and then on the opposite side of the tank, hope you can see that, are a pair of pickaxes. The handles are separate from the metal picks themselves, and everything's bracketed to the side covers. And that's what I decided to go with. I've also completed most of the hardware on the back of the tank, which involves all of these I don't even know what you call them. They have eyelets or hooks hanging off them. I guess it's places to hook up chains or tow cables and so forth. The center support is for the long tow cables that each tank carries. I've been told this is a telephone box, some brackets for the tow cables, of course the deflector on the exhaust and the lower toe. You can see it's sitting down on its wheels here. I don't normally do this. I've been keeping it elevated on a long box that runs up underneath the hull. I didn't want to put a lot of unnecessary weight on any of the wheels. I wanted to wait until I got the track in place so that it would sit on the track and spread weight across all the wheels. But I realized that some of the suspension parts were kind of hanging, sagging a little bit, and as long as everything's in place, there's no reason why it shouldn't be able to sit on its wheels like this. Still haven't done anything with the top of the turret here yet. There's an entire, all the hatches and that, there's an entire layer of all kinds of little surface details, so I haven't done any of that yet. A recent addition to the Cool Wheels collection was the Munsters house, which you can see I've assembled here with the 2 Munster cars, the Coach and Dragula. I think it makes a good little backdrop for a display of the models. Those of you familiar with the Cool Wheels will also recognize the latest addition, which is the Bluebird race car. Guess it's a bit dark down here. Some of you have shown an interest in the new project I'm working on with Ken Urich, which is of course a Cessna. Well, his model is a Cessna 150. The idea is that I'm going to redraw his hand-drawn model. You can see here on the computer screen some of the work I've been doing to redraw the parts. And I'll create a digital version for him to sell online of this kit. And from that, the deal I made with Ken is also that I want to create a 152. I think he wants a 152 as well to sell, but I'm gonna put half a dozen 152s in my collection with various paint schemes. This is the original model that Ken built. From what I understand, this is a model he built many years ago, and he's had a lot of requests to get it into kit form. I've had a couple of requests from different people regarding tools that I use in my model building. There's so many tools, and we discuss this on the forums a lot. That's usually where I suggest people go, but a quick run through of some of the most important things I use. This is probably one of the most important as my eyes get worse. I have a number of glasses. These are just regular reading glasses from the dollar store, but they're all different strengths, and I use them like magnifying glasses. I get a few requests about scoring tools. We've had discussions on the forums about scoring tools. This is what I use. It's just an old X-Acto knife, hobby knife. I chose this particular handle because I have no others that match it, so I can spot it really easily when I'm looking for it. This is a normal blade that I have run against. Oh, let me get the camera. There we go. That I've run against a stone and taken the sharp edge off of it, and some sandpaper too, until it is completely not sharp and rounded on the end. It's hard to focus with this camera, but the end is rounded off, and it's pretty hard to break through paper. It makes a nice fine crease in the paper. I use a straight edge as much as possible, and that along with my hobby knives. This is pretty much the only knife I use. I do use some of these things for larger cuts, and I have a large collection of scissors. I have fine medical scissors which come in real handy for small stuff and cutting circles and so forth. I've got an assortment of tweezers. These are self-closing, normal tweezers that you have to squeeze to close, different shapes for doing different things. I use them for making bends and folds and so forth. I use a lot of markers for my coloring. I know a lot of people don't like art markers. I'm lazy. They're quick and easy to use, and I just have a growing collection of colors. I use paintbrushes to apply glue. I keep a water pot to keep the brushes clean. Eileen's tacky glues. I have 3 or 4 different types, and I use CA glues as well. Only recently started using those, and mainly just for awkward parts or for strengthening stuff, because I don't like the way the CA glue bleeds through the paper, so I won't use it as a regular glue. I like the aliens, the light glues. And toothpicks. I use a lot of toothpicks. Applicators, I use them as axles, as supports inside parts, things like that. I have a lot of different straight edges, different sizes. And then of course mats. I have a number of mats, varying sizes and colors. And that's about it. You'll create your own collection depending on how you like to work. I think everybody needs a pair of scissors, a knife, a pair of tweezers, and something to score with. But beyond that, you're going to create your own collection of tools. That's my workplace. So that's about it. I'll wrap it up now. If there's anything you want to talk about, want me to explain or reveal, any questions I can answer, drop me a line, email me, leave something on the forum, and in the next video blog that I do, I'll try to answer that question or show you whatever it is that I need photos for to put in the store, to put in the listings. But I also like to see what people are doing with my kits and get the feedback on how enjoyable the building experience is. So please, if you've built a model, even if you haven't completed it, if you've had a problem, send me an email, send me some photos, tell me how it's gone for you and what the problems were. If there's something wrong with the model, I want to know it, and I'll try and fix it. Until next time, this is Dave's Card Creations. Thanks for watching.